This is a live stream. Mistakes may happen. Bear with us. Intro is about to start. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Are you ready for some MMA talk? I am. Okay, I'm just going to start the intro.
Mixed martial assholes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial asshole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Welcome to the MMA-Holes live broadcast. We talk MMA the fans' way. Here's your host, Chris.
Bang! What's up, guys? How are you? My name is Chris, and you are watching the MMA Holes live. We are here to talk some MMA with you guys, and we're going to do this up. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good today. I hope everyone else is doing well too. So here we are in the glory, the MMA Holes live and on YouTube. So I invited some friends to join us. We'll see if they can get this going. I have a text message, and I'm going to read it live with you guys. Here we go. As I clear my throat. Okay, Jay, I can't get on fucking... I can't get on this account. Sandra even tried. I left out the F word. So Jay can't get on. I have no idea, but we're on Google Hangouts. And I sent a link, and he can't get it to work. Not sure why he can't get it to work. You just literally click the link. So hopefully we could get him on. If we get him on, that'd be great. That'd be very nice. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen our broadcast before, but this is the third week in a row that we are doing this. It's gonna be like a weekly thing, and then we have stuff going on when the fights are on. We talk to you live. We give our opinions. We give our picks, and we go through everything. And last weekend was a little bit of a shit show. I drank a little bit of scotch, got a little intoxicated, and had maybe a little bit too much fun. But it was for you guys. I see we have a viewer over here. Hello, viewer. How are you? We'll get a couple others. We'll get the chat going. We'll get some conversation. And yeah. So let me text this guy back. Let's see. What is wrong with you? Okay. So they are technically challenged. So maybe we could have them call in, see what happens. So it's me and you guys. Me and you. So yeah, I had a little too much to drink, and we had fun. We made our picks, and it was me, my friend John, and my friend Jay. They were sitting on both sides of me, on either side. And I got 2 out of the 5 right. I know I got 3 out of the 5 right. Our friend Jay got 3 out of the 5 right, and John got 2 out of the 5 right. And what we're going to do is, at the end of the year, we're going to tally it up and see who has the most wins. And then we'll have a big prize. I don't know what the prize is, but it's going to be amazing. So what's going on? We're going to talk a little bit about MMA. I'm going to recap a little bit of last week, and we're going to get this ball started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the link one more time and see if it works. Later on in the show, if you look in the description below, we have a Facebook page. We put it in our description. And on our Facebook page, you could click the link and join up in the conversation. You could pop right down here. Your face will pop up and you could talk to us too. All you need is Google Hangouts and you could talk with us about UFC, Bellator, whatever the hell you want to talk about. We'll learn about you. You learn about me. It'll be one happy family. So that's that. Have a text message. Let's check it out. Okay. Let's see what he says. He says, I have no idea. When we meet up, you have to show me how to get on. All right. So that's that. We're going to assume that Jay is out of our broadcast. That's okay. It's all right. You got me. And we're here. We're here live. So like I said before, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things here. We're going to be talking about UFC 203. We're going to recap that. We're also going to talk about this weekend's lovely event with Poirier and Johnson. We'll be talking about him too. And we'll be talking about some gossip. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on that is flying around the interwebs about what's going on with maybe UFC 205, 207, New York. So let's see what's going on in Mr. New York, Madison Square Garden. That's right. We have a live chat going on as well. So you can say hello in our chat and say hi. Hello. Hola. How are you? I'm good. So we have that going. You know what? I have an idea. Before I get started with this show, I have a little bit of an idea. So what I'm going to do is, bear with me, I'm going to phone a friend. So we're going to call up Jason and find out why can't he get on this thing. We'll have a little bit of fun to start this show. So Jason was the guy with the glasses last week. If on Saturday, if you watched, he was yelling and screaming and told me that the girl that I picked, Calderwood, was dog shit. And he was right. She was. So let's call him up and let's all bust his chops together. Here we go. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Okay. You hear that? We're phoning a friend right now. You, me, the audience, and Jason. Here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Does he answer? What do you think? He'll answer. How the hell you get on this thing? Watch.
Hello.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, what's going on?
Listen, you're live via cell phone since
Nice.
you can't get the hang of the Hangouts. So explain to us what happened with the Hangouts. Maybe the fans can help you out.
I don't get it. I go to the app. It says sign in. I sign in under my AOL account. Nothing. Dog shit.
Okay. Did you try Gmail?
I did not try mine. I tried Sandra's. It didn't work.
On Sandra's Gmail, it didn't work? Okay, that's
no.
Wait, so what happened? You made a Gmail account. What if did you do it on her phone?
I did it, yes.
You did it on her phone, put it in the Gmail account.
Still didn't work.
That's really weird. Yeah, because Mike, he has it on his cell phone, and he has the iPhone, the dreaded iPhone, and it worked. And John did it on his tablet too.
Now, do you have to set up a Google account?
Yes.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't have a Google account.
Yeah,
but
well, no,
it's just use your regular AOL account.
No, it's just Gmail. You just need a Gmail address. That's it. So you can put Jason Largecock Gorman and and at gmail.com. And yeah, next thing you know, you're on Hangouts. That's it. Anthony did it. If Anthony could do it, anyone could do it.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty retarded at this.
All right. So all right, maybe next time we'll get you on where your face pops up and you could do it. It's literally you just download the app. It should say does it ask for an account?
It asks for an account. So I put the account in and it doesn't freaking work.
All right. Does it say log in with a new Gmail?
No, that's the thing. It doesn't.
So it just says enter your account.
Yeah, that's it.
That's really weird. Okay, we'll get that.
What are we talking about here?
All right, now that we got that accomplished, we're talking UFC.
Insane.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick run through with you. We'll talk about last week.
I did hear at a big rumor.
Okay.
That Alvarez and McGregor 205.
Alvarez.
The only thing holding.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Alvarez McGregor 205. The only thing that's holding it up, not money, the belt.
The belt is holding it up.
The featherweight belt. Yep, the featherweight belt.
Yep,
McGregor don't want to give it up.
That is correct. We posted that actually on our Facebook page as well. They that's what looking like what's happening. It looks like I think they're gonna make this a done deal because Aldo is already calling out Anthony Pettis. So I think Aldo's moved on, and I have a feeling that Mr. McGregor is going to use that clout, and he's going to hold on to both belts once he wins 155, of course.
But can Aldo defend his belt at 145, even though he's the interim champ? Does that make any sense?
I don't know. They're supposedly having some sort of press conference, and it's for 205, so they're trying to iron that out. Man, it sounds like a complete mess. It really does sound like a mess. But
would this be the first time this ever happened? An
yeah.
interim champ defending his belt?
Well, you got that whole John Jones thing too. I don't know. Did Jones get stripped of his belt? Because I don't know what happened with him.
You know what? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Is it possible that both of them fight at 205?
What, Aldo and McGregor fighting different people?
Yes.
Yeah, I think man, I think that's what they might be doing, or Aldo might fight at the December card or something like that. But yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. If McGregor pulls this off, I'd be very shocked if he held on to that belt. I'd be very shocked because it seemed like Dana White was pretty adamant about that. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if that happens, you see who has the pull in the UFC.
Yeah.
It's amazing with so many great fighters that you would have McGregor dictate like that. Even though, we both love McGregor. How could you have him dictate like that?
Yeah. It would show that he has him by the sack, the old sack. But yeah, I think that would be a mess. You think Dana White's just going to swallow his pride and just be like, let's just put on the best show we can, let him hold on to the belt?
I think after UFC 200 disaster, I think he has to.
Yeah. Well, we will see. We'll see. All right. Anything else you want to jump in before I get started with this puppy?
No.
All right. Well, it was good. It was good hearing from you. Everyone's happy to hear your voice, and pretty soon they'll be able to see your face along with it.
Nice.
Okay. All right, Jason.
All right, man. Good luck, man. Keep it going.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Be
got it,
good.
pal.
Bye.
Later.
That was Jason. Jason live, calling in from the living room. Live. We give you the best. We give you all the exclusives, everything. So let's get this party started. Are you guys freaking ready? You guys ready? Let's talk about last week. Let's talk about this disaster of last week, which I kind of enjoyed, and it was kind of let's just pull it up on the screen. How about that? Oh, bam! Okay, bang, bang, bang. All right, here we go. We have it on the stream with you live. We're going to start off with the first fight of the main card. I'm just going to talk about the main card. The prelims were cool, but I don't know. After that Betch Jessica I fight, I was dozing off a little bit, falling asleep, and we got to the Andrade Calderwood, who, because I was under the influence, I was saying Calderon. I literally made her Hispanic, but she's not. I think she's Scottish, but that's okay. She lost anyway, and that's what happened. But yeah, she got choked out, and Jessica Andrade was very, very, very impressive in that one. She didn't waste any time. She went one round in there and took care of business. We're gonna go on to the next fight, Faber Rivera. Now, we were complaining about how boring the Faber Rivera fight was. Then I find out that Rivera was hurt and wound up finishing that fight convincingly, and just hung in there. He hung in there. He was seriously hurt and took care of business. So good for him. Good for him. Uriah, he fought a tough guy, so I can't really kill Uriah on this one. Then we have the CM Punk, what I like to call a complete shit show with Mickey Gall. That was a little nuts, but it was fun. That was a fun one to watch. If you don't think, bang, I'm back. If you don't think that was a fun one to watch, I don't know, man. It was just something about it was just it was great, man. Just watching the theatrics as Punk comes in and stuff like that. You knew he was going to lose, but just him turning around and looking into the crowd and be like, yes, look at me. I'm about to get my ass kicked. And then they close the gate and he's like, oh, damn it. I can't believe I'm in here. And he just like does that awkward jog around the cage. He's just running around like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? And then he gets into his corner and Bruce Buffer's like, yeah, he's yelling all this stuff in this corner, in that corner. And then Punk gets ready and they start to fight and Punk goes running over. They're done. That's pretty much, if you didn't see the fight, that's exactly what happened. Done. He was freaking, Mickey Gal was just jumping on him and on top of him, behind him, freaking working in that choke, beating up that ear. The ear's hanging off. CM Punk's ears just like this, just waving in the wind, waving at the fans. It's like, hey, look, I'm CM Punk's ear. Look at me go. Woo. It's like that. And Mickey Cole gets on back of him and just bing, 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 just popping off. And CM Punk is like, oh my God, give me my money. Was it $600,000? Oh, just pay me. Boom. That's it. Hey, I'll give it to you, Mr. Punk. You hung in there. It was like a rodeo. It was like watching him ride a bull, man. He was in there. He hung on. But let's be honest. If I had to ask you guys, I'm going to give you, say, I don't know, $500,000 to get into the octagon, lock you in a cage with a savage. Would you do it? I would freaking do it. I would jump in there and catch a beating for $500,000. I mean, you kidding me? Lock me in the cage. You could even tie one arm around my back. I'll just take the beating. I don't care. 500 grand? Yeah. They put him on a main card, sells a gazillion pay-per-views, and everyone's happy. That's how that worked. Okay, let's move along. So, what else do we have here? We also have the Verdun Brown fight. Did you guys see this thing? Holy moly. Holy moly. This is what I call a shit show. This fight, right from the very beginning, Verdun comes flying in, bing, with that freaking kick. He's like, cha, like right on you, bang. His freaking toes are in Brown's face. His eyeballs are getting poked out. Brown's going back like, holy crap, what the hell was that? And they just go. Verdun's throwing some weird stuff. Brown's not backing off. Things are happening. And then all of a sudden, Brown, something happens to his hand. His hand gets all banged out of whack. I don't know what that was. His fingers like dangling off. Now, here's the weird thing. At the time watching it, I was like, okay, he gave up. Don't you stop the fight? I mean, I thought it was a glove issue. I thought there was something going on with that. I don't know. What the hell was going on there? His hand was banged out. You know, if it wasn't his glove that needed to be fixed and his finger was broken and he was like, whoa, time out. Didn't he just give himself up? Like, isn't the fight over? And I think Verdun has a valid point there. I think the fight should have been over. I think it should have been stopped. But it wasn't. They continued to fight. Brown was noticeably hurt with that hand, but he was a tough dude, man. He hung in there. He was banging with them, and Verdun was going back and forth. They were trading. There was kicks. There was yada, yada, yada going on. And they were going for it. They were going for it with each other. So I have to give it to them, man. It was a fun fight to watch. They were going back and forth, and I think the second round could have been either way. Let's check this out. But it went to a decision. And let's go through this. Okay, so let's start with the first round. So the first round, they said Verdun had control for 1 minute and 29 seconds. He had one knockdown, total strikes of 60, significant strikes 37-12, and submission attempt 1-0. So clearly Verdun won that round. But the second round, when I watched it, let's see. It was, I mean, you looking at the stats, you could say that Verdun won that round. But I tell you what, I think it was closer than it looked. You know, it was a tight one, that second round. And I give a lot of credit to Brown for hanging in there on that short camp. So we got the third round. Okay, here we go. There was no control. It was just strikes. Verdun was going at it. Brown was going at it. They were trading, going back and forth. And it just wound up happening where Verdun was the one who there I am. Verdun was the one who stuck it out and toughed it up and won. And I give Brown credit for hanging, man. Short camp. He wanted it. Even with one hand, he was still going. He didn't give a crap that his hand was banged out. He still was going. That was fun. And then after that, Mr. Rousey was standing on one side. Verdun was standing on the other side. They were about to make the announcement. And all of a sudden, the Armenian crazy dude comes over and starts yelling and yapping at Verdun. And Verdun freaking kicks him in the chest. He freaking the fight's over, and he kicks the freaking coach in the chest. What the? You don't front kick another guy's coach in the chest. Like what? Like, you don't do that. That's just bizarre. It's just he just kicks him in the chest. So then we find out that this one's mouthing off about that, and Verdean thinks that he's being attacked by the coach, so he's defending himself, and yada yada yada. Listen, first of all, I think that should have never happened. One shouldn't have been yapping at the other guy, but you don't freaking kick the guy in the chest. He wasn't gonna hit him. Like, what the hell? Let him run his mouth and just be like, yeah, flip him the bird and see you later. But no, he freaking puts his big, gigantic size 15-foot foot and bang right in his chest, and the coach is like, ah. That was bizarre. That was absolutely. I've never seen anything like that in a UFC thing. Like, kick the freaking coach in the chest. That was weird. That was totally weird. But they got the judges got it right. Verdean won the fight. I'm curious to see if there's any suspensions on that. We will see. Okay, let's go to the main event. Check it out. So, what do we got here? The main event of the evening is Miocic Overeem. Now, this fight was friggin' cool. You know, should I check the rounds? No, it's just one round. The control is dead even. Overeem hits him with a shot. Rocks Miocic. Thinking Miocic is done. He goes down to the floor. Overeem goes to get on top of him, sees that neck wide open, checks the neck, and just starts choking his neck, choking on it, choking, guillotine, going for the guillotine. Stipe slips out of it, and then we got a fight. These two go back and forth. They trade. But Miocic, man, he started landing some bombs too. So these guys are going back and forth. Overeem is countering. Miocic is attacking. But if you look at the stats here, it just looks lopsided. Miocic was out there, and he was on a mission. Once he saw that he could take that punch from Overeem, he's like, all right, I got this. And bam! He knocks him out. See you later, Overeem. Overeem doesn't know what's going on. He's drooling all over himself. As Jason, who called before, said, he was drooling on his tits. That's what he was doing. So that's it. Miocic wins. He holds on to the belt, and still, Stipe Miocic. That's what's going on. So after that fight, Joe Rogan, this is another little controversial thing that happens. Joe Rogan goes up to Alistair Overeem and asks him, you know, what happened with the fight, blah, blah, blah. Overeem says, when I was choking him, I think I felt a tap. They look at the videotape. There's no tap. And Overeem was in La La Land. Long story short, Joe Rogan looks at him and is like, Mr. Overeem, you didn't tap. And he said after the fight, I think he said it on Twitter, that no more interviews with guys that take a nasty knockout like that. So Joe Rogan, good for you, man. I hope you stick to that, because if a guy gets knocked out like that, he doesn't know where he is. He might say something silly, and that was just, yeah. Overeem apparently is like medically suspended for a while because, you know, he's had a couple of concussions in his career. He's been around the block. So, you know, put a couple of needles in your ass and you'll be right back in there. So that's that. That's my UFC 203 recap. What do you think? And if you're not watching live, if you're watching this again, drop a comment. You know, drop a comment down below. Maybe we'll start a little discussion there. We have a live chat. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter. We have everything. We have it all. And it's all down there for you. That's right. That is right. So we talked about the Jose Aldo Pettis thing. I spoke about that with Jay. That was an interesting thing. Jose Aldo Pettis. I like that. I would sign up for that. What about you? Hold on, I got to plug something in my ghetto system. I would watch that fight. I would totally watch that fight. But so right now, for you guys, I have this MMA show going on, and missing the Jet game. I'm not a Jet fan, but I would like to see the game. Let's see. The Jets are it's still 3-0. No, it's not 3-0. It's 13-7. Jets 13, Bills 7. And I don't have a horse in the race in that one. I'm a Giant fan, but I like to know what's going on. So anyway, That's that. Yeah. So now Fabricio Verdum, according to SB Nation and MMA Junkie, Fabricio Verdum is calling out Cain Velasquez. I'm not calling him out. It looks like that's going to happen. Verdum wants a rematch with Miocic. I don't know if they're going to throw him back in there that quick. So they're looking at 207, UFC 207, which is probably, I don't know, would that be in December? I know November is 205, so I'm assuming 207 is the December fight. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the end of the year fight. So I think Verdum Velasquez will be fighting then. And I'm assuming the winner goes for that belt. I'm assuming that's what happens. And that'd be great. I'd like to see them two fight again. I think Kane's got something to prove this time, you know, and he has a little payback. And Verdum is just wild right now to watch. He's all over the place. So I think that would be a good one. We also have Weidman and Romero. Weidman and Romero targeted for UFC 205. So that one's going to be a fun one. That's going to be cool. It'll be nice to see Mr. Weidman, Mr. Long Island, get back into the ring and, you know, try and shake off what's been going on, you know, the injuries and that loss and everything like that, and get back into this game, man. He's a good fighter. He'd be fun to watch, and he's representing the NY. So I'm always down for that. We also have Kelvin Gastelum versus Cowboy Cerrone. Did you guys hear about this? Robbie Lawler is like, nah. I'm always in there. I'm a cowboy myself. I like to go in there and fight and rip some heads off and stuff like that. But he's like, nah, I got this. No, I don't have this. I'm not fighting. So he backs out. Cowboy's all banged out. He wants to fight. Cowboy's ready to fight every other day. He said that even if he wasn't getting paid to fight, he'd be going to bars and fighting. He doesn't care. He's just a fighter. And they put together this Kelvin Gastelum Cowboy Cerrone. Make it happen. I mean, make it happen. That would be really cool. I kind of think that Kelvin is a lot bigger than Cowboy. And, man, that would be an interesting one to watch. You know, Kelvin, the Ultimate Fighter winner. Now, let me pull him up here for you guys. He's awesome, Kelvin. I was a fan of him. I'm a huge fan of Uriah Hall. We'll get to that in a second. But Kelvin Gastelum is he's a stud. He won the Ultimate Fighter, man. And you got to give him credit about that. He beat a beast in Uriah Hall. Gastelum. Alrighty. Gastelum stats. All right, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up for all the kids. Maybe the kids want to see it, you know? I want to see it. Kelvin Gastelum. I mean, there's not many fight stats. He hasn't been fighting for very long. But we'll put it up anyway. Why not? I'm here for you. I do this. I do this for you guys. I do this for the kids. All right, here we go. And bang! Right there. Here we go. Kelvin Gastelum stats. Whoa, we got, what the hell is that? No, we don't want that. Kelvin Gastelum, 5'9", 170. And look at this. November 12th, 2016, Madison Square Garden. Kelvin Gastelum versus Donald Cerrone. That's going to be freaking fun, man. That's going to be freaking fun. I'm into this. I'm digging this. Gastelum is a tough motherfucker, man. Gastelum's a tough dude. This guy, you know, he don't play around. He just hangs out and fights. And cowboy fights too, man. We got a crazy Mexican versus a crazy cowboy. I'm in. Lock me in. I want to see this. So Gastelum has a Johnny Hendricks win who looks like crap. This guy, I don't know what happened. Ever since they got busted for steroids, I don't know what the hell's going on. Neil Magny, who's an animal. The guy's awesome. So that, you know, that was a decision. Tyron Woodley just so happens to be the freaking champ. And look at all these other wins. Ellenberger. Story. Uriah Hall. You just look through these things. And he's a young kid. He's what, 20? Hold on. I know. Yeah, he's only 24 years old. Kid is bang, I'm back. Kid is a freaking good fighter, man. I want to see this kid fight. He's a wrestler, but hangs out and just wants to throw. And Cowboys looks freaking awesome at 170. Cowboys look great. So, yeah, sign me up. Lock me up for that one. I'm down. So, Kelvin Gastelum, Cowboy, Weidman, and Romero. I mean, you know, they could piece something together. They need big players, though, man. They need big players. We need McGregor. Let's go. Let's get this thing going, man. Let him keep his freaking 45 belt. Who cares about the league? It's all about us. It's about the fans. What we want to see. Let them get the 155 fight for the 155 belt. I mean, it's not a layup. Alvarez is a tough dude, and he showed that, against Frankenstein, and took the belt right away from him. And good for him. But McGregor's gonna take it from you now. I don't know. You like that? All right. So that's what we're talking about here. So we got a little 205 rumors. We got 207 rumors. We got rumors all over the place. Rumors everywhere. That's how we do it. Let's talk about this weekend. After I talk about this weekend's fights, what I'm going to do is on our Facebook page, I'm going to put up the link. And you guys can join the Hangouts with me to end the show. And we could all talk. We could discuss. You know what? I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do because I'm a nice guy. I'm a real nice guy. I see 2 viewers. Hello, 2 viewers. How are you? It's nice to see you. It's nice that you're a part of this game. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go on to our Facebook page right now, okay? And I'm going to throw the link up. If you are watching, you can join in. Why not? Join in on the show. I'm going to talk about this weekend's fights. If you're going to be watching these fights, jump in. If you're not going to be watching the fights, that's fine too. I just want to say hi. I like you guys. You guys are good people. So I'm going to go on the MMA-Holes site. I'm going to go on MMA-Holes Facebook page, which, like I said, is down below. And right now, I'm going to drop in the link. Here we go. Write something. Come join me. Be on Hangouts. Okay. And then we're doing this all live. Come join me on Hangouts. Exclamation points. Because I'm excited. I'm very excited to talk to everybody. Come join me on Hangouts. I'm live. Okay. We do that. That's how we do that. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to paste. We're going to add a couple of hashtags. UFC. MMA. And we're going to put live show. Okay. I'm going to send it right now. I'm publishing it. So guys, you're watching. Jump on in. Just publish it. I published the Hangouts. And we should be good to go. There we go. Google Hangouts is up. Let me know if you guys have any problems getting in. And away we'll go. Dan the man. I remember you, buddy. What's going on? Dan, this is what we're doing. Like I said before, I put down below our Facebook MMA-Hole fan page. If you have Google Hangouts and you want to chat along with me, say hi. And I'm sober this time. I'm not drunk. I was pretty drunk the last time. But Dan the man is here. Let me tell you, Dan the man hung with us the whole time during our last broadcast. He was a good friend of ours, and we're growing a YouTube channel, and Dan the man is the building block of it. He's one of our good buddies. So everyone say hi to Dan the man. Hello, Dan. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to pull something up for you guys. Okay, we're going to go to UFC Fight Night this weekend. And boom, UFC Fight Night. Here we are. Okay, we're going to talk about some stuff going on over here. There's only a couple of fights that I'm like super thrilled about. And it's weird. It's kind of like top heavy, these things. Very, very top heavy. So with these fights, I was looking through them before, and of course the Poirier Johnson, the Uriah-Hall and Brunson are just awesome. Honestly, I would like to see that flipped around. Uriah-Hall to me is like a main event fighter. This guy is so much fun to watch, man. He comes in there with his hot head and he just wants to go. But let's start from the beginning. Let's all start from the beginning as friends. Here we go. So we're gonna start with Skelly versus Blanco. Okay, we got 2 guys, pretty decent records. And it should be a good one, but honestly, I am not familiar with these guys. I'm not super familiar with these guys. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I see them fighting, they'll ring a bell. But looking at these pictures, I am not familiar. So I don't know who to pick on this one. Judging from the stats, we got a 5-2-0 and a 12-7-1. Okay, we got guy on the right, Mr. Blanco, is a KO TKO guy, 67%. Pretty good. And my man from USA, Skelly, Scrapper, is a 20% TKO. Let's see. But he's 15-2. Okay, we're looking at the stats. We're going down. We got height. Well, we got a difference in height, 71 inches versus 68 inches. We don't know what they're gonna weigh in on. Hopefully they're on weight. That'd be nice if they show up to the fight. That'd be nice. What else? What else we got over here? We have the reach. There's only an inch reach difference. Leg reach. Look at this. My man's got long legs here, Skelly. 42 inches. Long legs. He's walking on stilts, this guy. He's got like Jack-o'-lantern, this guy. So just like looking at this right now, just like basically looking at this card, you got to say Skelly's going to have it just by stats alone, you know? Guy looks pretty good. Takedown accuracy is pretty even. Takedown average. Everything else looks, hey, it might be a pretty even fight. But you never know with these guys, you know? Sometimes these guys that you don't see their names much, sometimes these are the guys that come out there and give a show. Okay, so now these two, I know. My man Islam he's a tough dude, man. He's a tough dude. All these Russian guys, I don't know what it is, but they are angry, they're just angry. They are angry. They could take a punch and they throw as hard as hell, man. They throw freaking real hard. And Wade he's a beast too, man. 11-2-0 versus 12-1-0. We got the similarity in heights. We got similarity in reach. Legs are the same, virtually the same. But man, I'm telling you right now, I just feel Islam is just going to mutilate Wade. That's what I think. That's what I feel. That's what I say. We're going to go to Camaro versus Robertson. Okay. And once again, I'm not too familiar with these two guys. So we're just going to go through the stats real quick. One's from Brazil, one's from US. We got 12-10-0 versus 15-3-0. Honestly, looking at this, I don't know, man. We got 47% knockout, 15%. This is definitely a fight night card. You look at these guys, you know, going through here, 71, 70 inch, 74, 70 reach, 42. And this guy has no legs, apparently. Kenny Robertson has 0 legs. We have 42-inch long legs versus 0-inch legs. Holy smokes. When this channel, hold on, I'm going to read a little Dan the Man right now. We're going to take a break. Bang. Hey, I'm back. How are you? So let's see. Dan the Man, when this channel gets to 100K, remember me. Also, Islam is low-key. One of my favorites. Thank you, Dan. Yeah. This dude, Islam, is he's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. Yeah, not many people really know of him, but I've seen him before, and he's a tough dude, man. Watch him. All right. Dan's a good guy. We like Dan. We all like Dan. To you, Danny. Listen, this weekend we're going to try to get together for this fight and do another drunk mess. So, Dan, if you're ready Saturday, maybe we'll break out the scotch for you, buddy. Just for you. So, let's go back to this card over here. Enough talking with Dan. Like Dan. Okay, here we go. We're going back to boom, bang, bang, bang. Right there. Here we go. We're back in business. So, let's pick back up. We got no legs, 0 inches versus 42 inches. So, you got to give it to the guy with the legs, right? If you have no legs, I mean, if you have no legs, how are you going to fight with no legs? Jesus. It just seems like it's not fair. So I'm going to go with Roan. Roan. Just like that name, Roan. Then we got Dunham versus Glenn. Now, Dunham I've heard of. Glenn I haven't. And Dunham I've seen before. And Dunham's pretty damn good. I've seen him fight. He's a good fighter. Let's go through the stats over here. Okay. Now, Glenn is kind of, the gladiator is kind of sticking out to me. Dan, if you've heard of Rick Glenn, let me know. I don't recall this guy, but looking at his stats, I'm in. I'm impressed, man. This guy looks like a finisher, TKO, 67%. You know, he doesn't look like a submission guy. He looks like a stand up and bang kind of guy. My kind of guy. I'm into that. Let's see. We got decisions. No, he doesn't do decisions. It's only 17%. 17 was 47%. All right. 42, 70 inch versus 72. No, height really doesn't really mean much. It's the reach, and that's what I'm interested in. And the reach looks exactly the same. We have a leg reach, 2-inch leg reach. You know, that doesn't really mean much to me either. It's that arm reach that means a little bit to me. And luckily, Rick has legs, because we just found out before that Robertson has 0 legs. If you could see, we'll go back. Robertson has 0 legs. So just looking at this right here, there's no other stats over here. So I'm assuming Rick Glenn, I don't know if he's fought in the UFC before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see that. But looking at the stats, I kind of like Glenn. I know, you know, Dunham is number 15. He's pretty high up there. And he's a good fighter, a really good fighter. I have a feeling that this fight here might be the sneaky fight. I have a feeling that this one here could be the one where might be the fight of the night. I just don't know why. Just looking at it, I feel like it's going to be good. Although, my man, Uriah Hall is fighting one of my favorites. One of my favorites. This dude is an animal. Have you watched The Ultimate Fighter with this guy on? Just watch The Ultimate Fighter with this guy. You'll understand what I'm saying. Just watch when his freaking toe is hanging off. Did you see this guy's guys? Let me talk to you. My man Uriah Hall fought with his toe like this. Foam was coming out, and his toe was just dangling. Dangling, man, all over the place. What is that? Like, with, and he's kicking. He's like, I don't care, like, keep me in there. Now, he is a head case. He's had his issues. He's trained in different spots. He's been in different camps and stuff like that. And it's weird. Let me just break real quick. On the left side of me is the actual show. It shows the delay that's going on right now. And I look over and I see this. I just see this. I'm going to see it again. Hold on. I'll tell you when I see it. Okay. I'm looking. Okay, now I'm talking about it. And in 1 second, my finger's going to be doing that thing. Yep, it's doing it. It's doing it. Anyway, Uriah Hall is a beast. So you know who I'll be rooting for there. But let's check out the stats. Let's check it out. Boom. Bing, bing, bing. Here we go. So let's look at these stats. Can everyone see the stats? Get a little closer to your phone, your computers, because they're there. All right, here's the stats. I'm looking at this. Thank you, UFC.com. You're very nice. And he says he's from Jamaica, but he lives in the U.S. He lived in New York, and I think he's training out of Nevada right now. Mr. Uriah Hall, prime time. Derek Brunson is a tough dude. Now, I was listening to Uriah Hall on the Jim Norton, what's it called? The Jim Norton Matt Sarah podcast. And it was pretty interesting, I have to say. Pretty. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I just saw a text from Jay again. He's still going. We talked to you, Jay. We don't need to talk to you anymore. Dan the Man. So in the beginning of the show, we had my friend Jay, the guy with the glasses. I don't know if you remember last time. The guy was screaming and told me that Calderwood was dog shit. Yeah, Dan. He phoned in earlier, and he gave us his thoughts on the McGregor versus Alvarez situation, which looks like it could be happening. So if you have any thoughts on that, you could back up and talk about McGregor Alvarez, but I'm going to keep going with this. Okay. So Uriah Hall, Derek Brunson, like I said, Uriah Hall was on the Matt Sarah show, and not Jim Norton. Is it Jim Norton? Yeah, I think it's Jim Norton, the guy from Opie and Anthony. Jim Norton. I think it's Jim Norton. Yeah, he's a comedian, funny guy. And he was saying that Derek Brunson's talking a whole lot of smack, and Uriah Hall is going there to throw a beating. So he's not happy, and when there's anger in Uriah's eyes, when there is anger in Uriah's eyes, don't mess with him. Do not mess with him. He is a nasty, nasty man, nasty fighter. So yeah, let me get back to that. So yeah, anyway, so Uriah Hall is coming in to kick some ass. And Uriah Hall was supposed to fight Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva pulled out because I think he was having like a penis enlargement pill problem or something. I don't know what he was having. But he couldn't fight. And then Silva fought Cormier and all this drama and all this stuff. And Uriah Hall kind of got pushed to the side. And now he's fighting Derek Brunson. I feel if Uriah Hall beats Brunson, throw his name in the hat in the top, man. He's an animal. I know he lost to Weidman. Let's see a rematch. Let's see Uriah Hall. He's going to beat Brunson. It's going to happen. Lock it up. Just lock it up. You don't even have to watch the fight. He's going to win. He's going to beat Brunson. And then let's see. Let's see him fight Weidman, man. I know Weidman, if he wins, he should go for that belt and stuff like that. But, man, I want Uriah Hall higher than he is. He's a good fighter, man. It's fun to watch. He's tough. And he brings it, man. That's all you could want with a UFC fight. You want a man to bring it or a female to bring it. You want them to bring it. So let's go through the stats real quick. Okay, here we go. So 13-6-0, 15-3-0. We got a 77%. I mean, guy looks to finish, man. Screw that sub stuff. We got a decision. There you go. We got the heights. Brunson has a little height advantage. Like I said, I don't find too much if he's a couple inches in height. I don't feel it means much. The reach means something to me. 79 to 77. That's a long-ass reach. 79, 70, both of them. And the leg is identical. So lock me up for Mr. Uriah Hall. Let's go to the main event. Poirier versus Michael Johnson. Two known guys, two good fighters. I think the whole Brunson's going to be more of a, you know what? I could be wrong. Poirier likes to, ever since he fought McGregor, he felt a man's hands. He had to go up and weight and fight these other guys, and he's looked great. He's looked fantastic, Dustin Poirier. He's looked absolutely fantastic. So he's just running through this division. Michael Johnson's just another one. I mean, I don't know why he's fighting a 10 guy. Johnson didn't look thrilling against Diaz. Went 5 rounds against him. Didn't look too good. Not sure how this one worked. It's more beneficial to Johnson, but I think Poirier is going to take care of business. Don't sleep on Johnson. Johnson's a good fighter, but after that Diaz fight, man, I feel that Poirier might be the guy. So if you look at the records, Poirier has a 15% KO TKO. He's a finisher. His subs there. Let's go through this. Heights, reach. Okay, so Johnson's got the edge in reach and has an edge in leg reach. I don't think that's going to make a difference. I honestly do not think that will make a difference. I think Poirier has the edge in this fight. I think he's a young up and coming fighter that fell into the right division. He belongs in 155. This is where he belongs. He was cutting too much weight at 145. So now he found his home at 145. I mean 155, I'm sorry. And here he is. Just throwing it down, running through guys. So now the question is, when Poirier wins this fight, and I'm saying when he wins this fight, what's next for Poirier? Because lock it up, Dustin Poirier is winning this fight. I'm going to check a couple of things here. Just checking a couple things here. So thank you. So we got a couple of followers over here just hanging out. I see Dan the Man wrote something over here. Let's check out what he said. Let's check in on Dan the Man. Honestly, as much as I like McGregor, I think I like Alvarez a bit better if they fought. Okay, call me crazy, but Alvarez over Conor. Dan, you are not crazy. So basically, I'm one of those loonies that was watching McGregor way back, and I was running to my father. My father's a huge UFC fan and MMA fan. And, he was into it before I even knew what the hell it was. And once I started getting into it, I was like, I was following these fighters. I was starting to learn, and I became obsessed. Became obsessed. And a couple of years went by, and then all of a sudden, this McGregor comes around, and all the Irish guys are buzzing about him, begging Dana White for this guy to fight. And he just blew into the league, and just, every fight that he fought, people were doubting him. This guy's all talk. He's all talk. And he would go from fight to fight and do it. And then, then he takes on a little more than he could chew and fights Diaz. 2 freaking awesome fights. I was at the first one. And, Diaz, he's just too big. Like the second fight, McGregor, after watching it again, when I first watched it, I was like, man, Diaz may have won that. But then I watched it again the next day, and I see how the judges scored it, and I actually agreed this time with it. But yeah, I think McGregor does belong in 55. They say he was a 55 champ in his other league and a 145 champ. But I think he's going to have a tougher time. Like, I think the little 145ers, he has no problem with. He cuts to that weight. He's definitely got the edge with that power. 155 is where he belongs. But Alvarez, man, from Strikeforce, not Strikeforce. He was in Bellator. I'm sorry. When he was in Bellator and his Chandler fights, and what Alvarez did over there was super impressive. And then came over here. He had a little rough start, but now he's comfortable. And Alvarez looks like he's in the zone right now. So with you saying Alvarez winning, I can't argue it as much as I want to. And I'm going to pick McGregor. I can't argue the Alvarez thing. Alvarez he's really good. And I think that fight's going to be fun. Now, here's the question. When Alvarez fought previously, I think he fought, was it Mendez? I think it was the Mendez fight where he won by decision. I can't remember. I think it was the Mendes fight, and everyone was booing because he was slow. He was laying on him. He was dragging him to the ground, doing all that stuff. Was it that fight? I think it was. But anyway, I think that's what he's going to do to McGregor. I don't think he's going to be aggressive with McGregor because I think that's the fight McGregor wants. I think he wants to slug it out with him. Don't be surprised. And I know I'm breaking down a fight that might not even happen, but I think it's going to happen. Don't be surprised if Alvarez strictly goes for the shoot and drags his ass down and tests him on the floor. McGregor's, he's got some ground game. People kill him for his ground game, but when you go in against a guy that's 30 pounds heavier than you, let's be honest, that makes a big difference. So I think it's going to be interesting seeing him fight a guy that's, realistically around his weight. It's going to be interesting seeing those two guys go at it with each other, especially on the ground, because I have a feeling that's where it's going to go. But when McGregor hits you, they fall. I don't know. That should be fun, though. I mean, that's right to the top, main event, 205 in New York. We're from New York. That would be great. I have a job that night. I have a DJ job that night. If McGregor's headlining UFC 205 and I have to work that night, I am not going to be happy. Well, I probably could make the fight, but I want to be there. I want to be in the building, man. It's in my backyard. The garden. I want to be there. That card should turn out pretty good. I don't know if they're going to put him on 205 because it does seem like short notice, especially, to bounce around and go for another belt. But we'll see. We'll see soon. I have a feeling soon they're going to make an announcement. We shall see. And this is water, by the way. It's not scotch. Not like the last time. Where drank a little bit. Last time was funny. So what I did was I actually watched the analytics of our last show, our live show during 203. And it's funny, man, how the everything goes. Like everyone wants to see CM Punk fight, so everyone jumped on to see what was going on. And then when we were bickering on the show, we were arguing with each other. It was funny. You could just see it fluctuate, and it just stayed consistently at one point where people were actually watching and engaged. So according to the analytics, they want us to yell at each other. They want that to happen. They want us to fight with each other, even though we're good friends. Sometimes we argue. That's okay. We still love each other, and that's all that matters. It's upsetting that Jay or John couldn't make it on the show today. It's always good to have more voices. And Mike, it's upsetting not to have Mike on the show either. These are three good friends of mine that watch a lot of the fights with me, and we'll get them on the show next time. I promise. But it's been good. It's been fun. It's been nice. So let's wrap up everything. Let's put in a nice bow, a nice little present, and pack it up and give it to you, my MMA holes, my fans. Like I said before, this is a growing channel. We're going to start from the scratch. We're going to talk MMA. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to expand. We're going to do a whole bunch of cool stuff. We're going to chat. We're going to have people come in our hangouts. We're going to hello on our hangouts. They're going to pop their heads in there, and they're going to pop up on the screen and say hi. We're going to have that. We're going to have Facebook activities. Now, keep in mind, I want you guys, if you're going to join in on our shows, you got to have Google Hangouts. Okay. It's super easy. You download it. Unfortunately, my friend Jay can't figure it out, but we'll get him on. Google Hangouts is the way to go because that's what we're doing this on Google Hangouts. And you can just pop up, your face pops up. We start a conversation. We have everyone's face across the bottom over here. Everyone's an MMA hole. And, oh, by the way, this is my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter for just random stuff. But, it's a good time. We've had on previous shows, if you look back at our previous shows, we had the Hangouts going. We had a couple of people on, and we'd like to do that consistently. But I would like to talk to you guys. I would like to get like everyone else's point of view, everyone else's reaction to the fights or what they think is going to happen. It'd be fun. You start a conversation. If you look on YouTube, there's not many MMA shows, and that's why we made this. We need to have more MMA shows on here. Like Joe Rogan does an awesome podcast. It's cool. I like watching his stuff. He always has like the coolest fighters on there. Joe Rogan talks about anything. He knows about every animal and all that stuff. And he just talks about weird shit on there. And that's what we want to do. We want to talk about stuff, but we want to give you the fans' perspective. You got the professionals, you got the announcers and the fighters, which are great to hear. You can hear that on ESPN. We're here for the MMA holes. We're here for you guys. All the MMA holes, and we're going to grow, and we're going to make this an awesome, awesome thing. We got Anthony Smith is calling via Hangouts. Very cool. Let's let him in. Let's see. Okay. I said an error. Sorry, we encountered a problem joining the video call. Anthony, if you could try again, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Join us. Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith. That sounds fishy. But if you could try it again, Anthony, come on in. We'd love to have you on. Got a couple more minutes to talk, so why not? Come in. Join us. So yeah, like I said before, we have so we're gonna start a revolution, man. We're gonna start MMA shows. There's live reaction shows on YouTube about the fights and stuff like that. We will have our live reactions while the fights go on. If you can see our shit show last stream, you know, it's 2.5 hours of just watching me progressively get more drunk, banter. But the funniest parts are watching the reactions of the fights, like the CM Punk stuff and, you know, all the BS and the stupid conversation that we're having. It's freaking hysterical, man. It's good times. So that's fun to watch. And we're going to get this going, man. We're going to get this channel going. We're going to get it off the ground. We got a couple of subscribers, nothing crazy yet, but we're going to get there, man. We're going to get there. I'm going to blast this on social media. And like I said, on our Facebook page, right down below, is where we're going to have the link to our Hangouts. So you jump on our Facebook page when we're doing a show, bang, there it is. The link. You could jump in. You could join us. You could be an MMA-Hole. We got a lot of plans for the MMA-Holes. We like to travel. We've been to Vegas for multiple fights. And going to Vegas is awesome. And to see a fight is even better. Like to see the new MGM. And we've traveled to Boston. We've done Jersey. And we'd like to do New York. That'd be cool. If you haven't gone to a live UFC fight, I mean, you got to go. Or just be there for fight week. It's just so much fun, man. You can see a lot of stuff. The weigh-ins, it's great. You go there, you get drunk, you hang out, you watch all the banter. There's a press conference before. Usually it's smack talk. It's Q&As with fighters. And it's just, they do a lot. I got to say, as much as the pay-per-views are and as much as all the other stuff, you know, Fight Pass and all that crap that they charge you for, you don't really need it because there's other ways. But they do try to charge you and hit you over the head for all that stuff and pay-per-views. Fight week is cool, man. If you're in a town, in a city, and fight week's going on, dude, get on there. It's cool. It's good stuff. And it's a lot of free stuff. You just show up and free stuff going on. You meet fighters. I met a ton of fighters. We met Bruce Buffer, which is like the coolest. I met Art and Lobov, McGregor's boy, and he retweeted something for me. I wrote an article for about McGregor, which is pretty cool. It was a Las Vegas article, and I got to put a little blog up, and it was cool. Autumn retweeted it. I'll put that on our page. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Fight week, definitely go. I see Dan the man. He's chiming in. So you got to read it if he chimes in, right? Dan the man, 1026. Follow him. Subscribe to his channel. Seems like a nice guy. Let's see. I could have went to UFC 203 in Cleveland, but it was sold out quickly. Yeah, those Cleveland guys, gals. I mean, sheesh. I would like to see another Cleveland fight because did you hear that place? That place was jumping. It was freaking jumping over there. That was pretty impressive. I didn't think that Cleveland would. I guess, you know, they were just riding off that what's it called? The LeBron James Cavaliers stuff going on, and you know, that crazy championship. And good for them, man. Good for them. Damn, where are you from? I don't remember where you're from. If you could have went to UFC 203, I'm assuming, were you the one from Cleveland? If you were, let me know. But and if you were, congratulations. You guys are going through a nice little run over there. Good stuff. Yeah, Cleveland looked cool. That looked a lot of fun. And even the Q&A with Cody Garbrandt, that was cool. The fans were riled up, asking good questions, and that was fun to watch. You know, Cleveland, they represented. See, this is what I'm hoping. Oh, he is from Cleveland. Oh, okay. So I remember everything. I remember bits and pieces of that day. Going home was a little tough. My wife had to drive the car, and yeah, I had to get Burger King. Paid for it the next day. Kind of sucked. But yeah, that was an interesting night. But yeah, Cleveland looked like they represented. They definitely look like they're represented over there. What was I talking about? Oh, it slipped my mind. Smithers. So that's that. But yeah, check out A Fight Live for sure. And man, it looks like Stipe wants to, he wants to do it again in Cleveland. So maybe they'll give him another one. Maybe they'll give him back-to-back Cleveland fights. Maybe they did so good. Yeah, judging from that, they sold the venue out. So I'm sure they'll be back in Cleveland. But I'm hoping that when they come to New York in 205 and do Madison Square Garden, I'm hoping it's not super stuffy, man, because this is the problem with Madison Square Garden. With Madison Square Garden, it's all corporate. It's all like, it's big bucks for the seats. And if you go to like the Ranger games and the Knick games, you look and you see all suits. You'll see celebrities and that stuff. And it's just like, this is the first time UFC is going to be there. I know it's a spectacle, but I don't want to see people that have never seen a freaking MMA fight in their life, sitting right down cage side. That's not cool. I know it's like that in boxing and stuff like that, but I feel like the UFC is ours. I feel like MMA is for the the hardcore fans. I know UFC's getting mainstream now and McGregor and everything like that, and it's pulling in Ronda Rousey's and all that crazy stuff. I know it's getting more popular, but I just still feel it's for us. It's for us. So is Dan the Man? He chiming in. Browns are paying. Yeah, Browns. I feel for you. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to watch, but you gotta love them. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sure when you go over there, everyone's rocking the Browns gear. They don't care, man. Win or lose, they're repping. They have their stuff together. So, every time I leave, like New York, we have 2 football teams, we have 2 baseball teams. We have 2 hockey teams and basketball. They have the Nets are in Brooklyn, so now you got 2 basketball teams. So, it's so divided in New York. 2 baseball teams. Like, I'm a huge Met fan, and man, us and Yankee fans do not get along. We live in the same state, and we hate each other. We're just all going back and forth in the banter. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It is fun, but it's tough. You go to these other states and you look and you see in these cities, and everyone's banding together. Everyone's got the gear on, like in New Orleans, man. Oh, so cool. Go by Bourbon Street and you see everyone rocking the Saints stuff. This place shuts down when the Saints are playing, and then you're going into these bars and everyone is on the same page. It's just so cool to see everyone just chilling and doing their thing. A lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff to see like that. I'm kind of a little jealous because we all hate each other. F you, fucking Yankee fan. No, Met fan, you jerk off. That's what we get. You go to a Met game and there'll be like one Yankee fan sitting behind you, be like, oh, the Mets suck. They're fucking horrible. I can't believe you root for this shit team. Like that goes on. And the Yankees aren't even playing. And the guy's got his Yankee jersey. Oh, fuck you. You and your Mets. What are you doing here? And I'm sure you see the same thing at the Yankee game. I'm sure you see that. But that's New York. As much as I love this place, it could get on your nerves. It could totally get on your nerves. So that's that. Okay, let me get back to the UFC over here. I do like talking sports. I love talking sports. If I could, I would talk about every sport. But this is the MMA-Holes. It's not the every sport holes. Then it'll be like any other channel. We are talking about MMA. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a quick recap of who I think is going to win for this weekend. And let's see what we got. If we could get the gang together, we'll have everyone else choose too. And we could keep these picks going. Like I said, right now, we started last week. We're taking notes. I am 3 wins last week on the main card. We're only going to do the main cards. I know that sometimes the prelims are just like off the hook too, but we like to just do the main cards. It's like 3 hours. We're going to broadcast live, and that's how we're going to do it. All right. Johnny's got 2 wins, and my friend Jay has 3 wins. And I'm going to put their faces next to there. Well, I'll show you this. So this is Jay. I don't know if you remember this guy. He called in earlier. Nice guy. Good guy. And this is the champ. That would be me. I am the champ. I'm the champion. And John, we don't have a picture for, but he was the other guy on the couch. Mike, do we have a picture of Mike on here? No, I don't have a picture of Mike on here either. I'll get them on. This production will get a lot better as we go along. Anyway, let's go to my picks. How about that? Let me stop babbling. Enough of that. Bang, bang. Here we go. Here's my picks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the final picks. Okay, so Skelly Blanco. Okay, you saw me talk about this. I wasn't very well informed on these two, but if I had to choose, I'm going to look at the stats. I'm going to look at the record, and I am going to go with Chaz Skelly. Let me write this down. Chaz Skelly. I'm going with Chaz Skelly over Maximo Blanco. Chaz Chaz Skelly. Okay, writing that down. Bang, Chaz. Okay, we're going to go to the next pick. I'm going to go Wade versus I like to call him Islam. It's a lot easier to say his name. I'm going to go Islam on this one. And I said that before. I think the guy's a good fighter. And I'm going to go with him. That's how that's going to work. Bang, we're going to go over here. Okay. You guys with me? Okay, good. I hope you're with me because I'm with you. Now, we're going to go Roan Carnero versus Kenny Robertson. And you know why I'm going with Roan, right? I hope you guys know why. Because Roan has legs. He has legs. Kenny, if you look at leg reach, hold on, let me highlight that. If you look at his leg reach, he's got 0-inch legs. He's got 0 legs. I don't know if they're going to drag him into the octagon. I have no idea. He's going to be in a wheelchair. I have no clue, but you got to root for the guy with the legs, right? So we're going to write down Roan. I'm writing down Roan. Okay, we're going for the guy with the legs. Dunham versus Glenn. Rick Glenn versus Evan Dunham. Like I said before, I'm pretty sure that this is Rick Glenn's first fight in the UFC, considering that I don't see any other stats there. But his record is his MMA record's pretty good. And like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if he's fought in the UFC before. But I'm going to go with Rick Glenn. Why not? I know Mr. Dunham is 15 and he's a good solid fighter. Fuck it. I'm going Glenn. Jotting that down. Okay. Now we're getting to the meat of the fight. It's very, very, very top heavy. We got Uriah Hall versus Derek Brunson. Okay. Uriah Hall versus Derek Brunson. You know where I'm going with this one. Uriah's got this. I'm going to be pulling. I'm going to be pulling hard for Mr. Hall. Hard for Uriah Hall versus Derek Brunson. They're pretty evenly in the rankings, but I feel they're lopsided. Uriah Hall is going to win. Here we go. Dustin Poirier versus Michael Johnson. Both good fighters. I spoke about it before, and I think Poirier is the better fighter. I mean, he's obviously ranked higher, and I don't understand why this fight is happening, to be honest. I understand for Michael Johnson. I just don't feel it's the right. I don't know. It's just weird how this one fell together because I feel Poirier should be. I mean, he's had a nice run. I feel like he should be going up, and I don't know how this helps him, but hey, screw it. He took the fight, and Dustin Poirier is going to win this fight. Now, Dan, before I go, if you want to jump in on these fights real quick and give your picks, you can. Give you a couple minutes to do that. But, yep, here's my picks. We got Chaz, Islam, Roan, Glenn, Uriah, and Dustin. Dusty. You guys ever see Just Friends? Dusty. Dusty. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. That is that. So, guys, I had a great time. I have a sip of my water. This is the first one I did completely by myself, so bear with me. It's just you and me. Jay was in the beginning, and thank you, Jay, for joining us. We had an attempt to join the conversation. Anthony Smith. It was nice of you to try to jump in. It was nice of you to try. And, you didn't make it, but that's okay. You got me. We have Dan the Man, who is from Cleveland and is a cool cat. He jumped in and he contributed to our conversation, and we like that, Dan. Thank you for subscribing. Like I said before, follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook has the link to Google Hangouts. And like I said, future shows will have Google Hangouts where you guys come in and we're going to get this party popping. We're going to have everyone in here. We're going to be going crazy. So that's what I like. So what did we learn today? We learned that Chris likes to have alcohol when he watches the fights. And this Saturday for fight night, Poirier versus Johnson, there's a good chance that Chris will be indulging some beverages. And there's a good chance that we'll be streaming it. If we don't stream the show, we might stream a pre-show or a post-show. But I'll tell you what. If you guys want, okay, hear me out. If you guys want us, all right, to do another live stream like we did last time and talk you through the fights and have a little fun, let us know, man. Fuck it. We'll do it again. All right. So thumbs up is usually a good way. You can write it in the comments down below and tell us there. We like that. We like interaction. We enjoy interaction. We're all about that. Okay, here we go. We got Dan the Man. This is Dan the Man jumping in. He goes, I agree with your list completely, actually. My list and your list are exactly the same. I knew I liked you, Dan. You're good at my book. I like that. Thank you, Dan. Dan chooses the same. And we're going to keep it at that. Guys, I want to thank you for joining us. We had a great show. It was fun. It was fun talking to you. And like I said, I hope we get the hangouts going a little more. We're going to get them better the next time. We're going to get these things flopping. I'm going to check. Hold on one thing. I got a message over here. Message in a bottle. Sorry. That's my operatic version of Sting or the Police. Okay. What's going on here? All right, I'm checking our MMA-Holes Facebook page. Okay, sorry. Something just popped up and I got sidetracked. So with that being said, thank you for following us on our third broadcast, our third weekly broadcast. We have a couple of live fight broadcasts. We'll probably check it out. If you are subscribed, you will see if there's a scheduled event, that means we're fucking going live. All right? We're going live with you. Hanging, chatting, drinking, chilling. So stay subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because then you'll know. And if you don't know, now you know. As the great Biggie Small said. I just can't say the N-word because that wouldn't be right. That wouldn't be right. So here we are. Guys, thank you. Thank you once again. I want to thank Dan for joining us. I want to thank Jay in the beginning on joining us and contributing. And that's it. And I leave you with this. Be an MMA hole. You're going to like it. I promise. And I don't go back on my promises. I love you.
The MMA Holes live broadcast has just ended. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. And always remember, be an MMA hole.